But you notice you're always waiting for outside stimulation to laugh? Except for dear Mark, who always has his own stimulation.
I'm a self-contained theme park. Want to join the ride?
The point is, dear friends, use your inner humor to get out of your minds. Then you'll find yourselves in command much more often, won't you?
Yep.
And dear Jim, somehow looking at solving a Rubik's Cube isn't humor.
It's pretty serious stuff.
Oh.
This is Jim. Oh, I am so happy I am solving this Rubik's Cube. Oh, this is funny. Look how red goes with yellow. Look how blue goes with white. Oh, this is
That's about as far as I've ever got, too.
That's when you take it apart and put it back together. Much easier this
That's
way.
cheating, yeah.
It works though. It's a lot easier.
This is really funny. Oh, joy. I'm having a good time. Life is fun. I am playing. See how I play. See how Spot runs.
Yes. I was thinking of that.
But how would that differ with me in time? Because I actually love solving those puzzles.
See how Spot runs. We know you love solving the puzzles. That's part of your mind at play. If you really truly want to command your existence, you got to go past the mind, don't you? One of the reasons you have yet to really truly change is because you're still caught up in your mind. I love puzzles. We know. We know that man, he loves puzzles. Corporal, tell the private to stop solving the puzzles. He is distracting the whole corporal environment.
Oui, Sergeant, I shall tell the private immediately. Private, stop solving the Rubik's Cube.
But Corporal, I like solving Rubik's Cubes.
Sergeant, he says, Corporal, I like solving Rubik's Cubes. Sergeant, tell the private to stop solving Rubik's Cubes. Oui, me, Sergeant. Private, stop solving the Rubik's Cubes.
But Corporal, I do like solving Rubik's Cubes.
Sergeant, the private says, Corporal, I do like solving Rubik's Cubes. Is that what you said, Private? Yes, that's what he said, Sergeant. Corporal, pay attention. Take your mop and hit him on the side of the head. Private, stand still so I can catch up to you.
But I like solving Rubik's Cubes.
Sergeant, the private still says he likes to solve Rubik's Cubes, even though I hit him on the side of the head. Corporal, pay attention. Put the private in the goose bow. Who is in the hoosegow? The hoosegow. Private, you must now go to the hoosegow.
What's a hoosegow?
That's another puzzle for you. Better that than the Rubik's Cube, eh?
Sergeant!
Sergeant. Wrong voice. Sergeant.
Too many entities.
The private says he does not know what the hoosegow is.
You see how your mind goes?
Yeah. Never ends.
It goes from command to control to this to back to that to back to that, and it plays a game, doesn't it? Does that sound familiar with you, dear Mark?
Yep.
All of you. You think you're in control, and then all of a sudden you're just into a more involved game, aren't you?
Yes.
You think you're in command, and you're again in a more involved game than that. And so you convince yourselves that, hey, I've got it all figured out. Sergeant, corporal, private. Private. You see? And we haven't even begun to talk to the lieutenant yet. Lieutenant, oui, mon sergeant. Ah, the corporal says that the private says that the private does not know where the hoosgow is. Well, me sergeant, don't you know? Command your troops. I, me lieutenant, I shall do that. What's a command? You see? Sound familiar, dear friends?
Yes.
We use humor here to give you a little bit of awakening, a little more fun. But in truth, isn't this what you do? Play these games with yourselves?
Yeah.
Over and over and over again? So why not, instead of playing these games, just choose? Well, now there's a new concept.
Never heard that.
Private. Oui, corporal. Choose. What's that? One moment, I asked the sergeant. Sergeant! The private wants to know what choose is. Corporal, don't you know yet? No, me sergeant, I do not know. I am only a simple little corporal. Corporal, one moment. Lieutenant! Oui, my sergeant. Lieutenant! The corporal doesn't know what choose is, and neither does the private. Sergeant, don't you know what the choose is? No, me lieutenant. It was not in my manual. One moment, sergeant. Capitaine! Capitaine! Oui, me lieutenant. Capitaine, what is choosing? It's what you're supposed to do with your troops. Ah! Sergeant, you do with your troops. Ah! Corporal, you do with your troops. Ah! Private, you do with your troops. Ah! But, Corporal, I don't have troops. Don't tell me your problems. Take care of it yourself. Choose. I do not want to know that you don't have any troops. Just choose. Okay, me corporal, I shall do that. Now, if I can just choose, maybe I choose to go play with, hey, Josephine, are you there? The corporal told me that the sergeant told me that the lieutenant told me that the captain told me I could just choose Josephine. Do you have a sister too? Let us make it a very good, interesting time. And what about her friend? You, and me. Ooh. And I have another private back there too. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Just choose. What does that mean? Don't know. Okay, just choose. Okay, I could choose anything then. Right, just choose. Okay, I don't know. Yes, what does it mean? Don't know. Just choose. Okay. True?
True.
Yeah.